Good morning, students. I am a social teacher. We are discussing a lesson from history, the revolt against the English. That means that we are discussing about the Tamil Nadu freedom struggle. That means the yearly rebellions. So here, now we are going to discuss about the rebellion of Marudhu brothers. So Marudhu brothers, they were the rulers, and these two brothers, they against the British rule in India. Here, despite the suppression of Kattabomman's revolt in 1799, we already discussed about this Kattabomman. Kattabomman was killed by the British in 1799. This another one rebellion broke out again in 1800. In the British records, it's referred as the Second Palayakara War. So here the first Palayakara War. So Marudhu Kattabomman's war is called the first Palayakara War. So it is termed as the second Palayakara War. So it was directed by a confederacy consisting of Marudhu Bandiyan of Sivagangai. So here that Kattabomman ruled the Panjalam Kuruche, but here that Marudhu brothers ruled Sivagangai, the Gopal Naik of Tindukal, Kerala Verma of Malabar, and Krishnaba Nayak and Tondaji of Mysore. So this against the British rule in India. In April 1800, they met a Virapachi and decided to organize an uprising against the company. So that means these four rulers of the native rulers of India met in a place and they decided to the uprising war against the company. Company means British East Indian Company. The uprising which broke out in Coimbatore in the June 1800 soon spread to the Ramanathapuram and Madurai. The company got wind of it and declared war on Krishnappa Nayak of Mysore, Kerala Verma of Malabar and others. The Palayakars of Coimbatore, Satyamangalam and Tarapuram were caught and hanged. So here the war broke out in 1800. So in this time the British troops and the British warriors and they sent their troops to the native rulers, and the British troops defeated the Krishnappa Nayak of Mysore, Kerala Verma of Malabar and other native rulers. The Palayakars of Coimbatore also defeated by company, and that means the British, and finally they were killed. In February 1801, the two brothers of Kattabomman, Umadurai and Savathaiya, escaped from the Palayam Kottai prison to Kamudi, from where Chinna Marudhu took to Siruvayal, his capital. The fort of Panjalankurchi was reconstructed in record time. The British troops under Colin Macaulay retook the fort in April, and Marudhu brothers sought shelter in Sivagangai. So here that in 1801, the two brothers of Kattabomman, Umadurai and Savathaiya, escaped from Palayam Kottai. So that after the death of Kattabomman, his brothers also captured and they were imprisoned in the prison of Sivagangai. So, but here the Kattabomman's brothers Umadurai and Savathaiya were escaped from the prison, and finally they sought the help of Sivagangai. The British troops under the Macaulay took the fort. Finally, the fort was captured by the Macaulay. The English demanded that the Marudhu Bandians had over the fugitive, but they refused. Colonel Agnew and Colonel Innes marched to Sivagangai in June 1801. Marudhu Bandians issued the Proclamation of Independence, which is called Tiruchirappalli Proclamation. So here the Sivagangai rulers helped the brothers, and in 1801 the Marudhu brothers issued the Proclamation of Independence and also they pasted that proclamation in the walls of the temples and other areas, forts and other areas. So here that what is the proclamation of 1801? You can see proclamation of 1801 was yearly call to the Indians to unite against the British, cutting across a region. So it is one of the most important one. So the proclamation of 1801 was the yearly call for the Indians, that means the native peoples, to they called the natives, that means native Indians, to fought against the British. That means they need independence. The Nawabs of the place, they pasted the walls of the Nawab's place in the Tiruchirappalli fort and the walls of the Srirangam temple. Many Palyangas of Tamil country railed together fight against the English. Chinnamurthy collected nearly 20,000 men to challenge the English army. British reinforcements were rushed from Bengal, Ceylon and Malaya. So here the Maruthu brothers pasted the walls of the temples and the palaces. Nearly almost all the native rulers come front to fight against the British, and only Chinnamurthy only collected 20,000 men, and in the meantime the British also called his troops from Bengal, Ceylon and Malaya. The Raja of Pudukkottai, Ettayapuram and the Tanjore stood by the British, but the Pudukkottai Raja king and the Ettayapuram king and the Tanjore also stood by the British. Divide the rule policy followed by the English split the forces of the Palangaras soon. Finally, the fall of Sivagangai. In May 1801, the English attacked the rebels on Tanjore and Tiruchirappalli. The rebels went to the Piranmalai and Kalayarkoil. They were again defeated by the forces of the English in the end of superior military strength, and the able commander of the English company prevailed. So finally that 1801, the Tanjore and Tiruchirappalli rebels, and they were defeated by the British because the able commanders were in the British army. The rebellion failed and Sivagangai was annexed in 1801. The Maruthu brothers were executed in the fort of Tirupattur near Ramanathapuram on 24th October 1801. So here that 1801 on 24th October, they were Maruthu brothers, they were executed, that means they were killed. Umadurai and Savathaiya were captured and beheaded at Panjalam Kuruchi on 16th November 1801. So here later the Umadurai and Savathaiya, they were captured and they were beheaded, that means the British killed their heads, so cut their heads. 73 rebels were exiled to Penang in Malaya. So 73 rebels were exiled to Penang in Malaya. Malaysiaவுக்கு என்ன பண்ணிட்டாங்க, நாடு கடத்திட்டாங்க. Though the Palingars fell to the English, their exploits and sacrifices inspired later generation. Thus the rebellion of Maruthu brothers, which is called South Indian Rebellion, is a landmark event in the history of Tamil Nadu. So another one, Carnatic Treaty, 1801. The suppression of Palangara's rebellions of 1799 and 1800 to 1801 resulted in the liquidation of all the local chieftains of Tamil Nadu under the terms of Carnatic Treaty of 1st July 1801. The British assumed direct control over Tamilagam, and the Palangara system came to end with the demolition of all forts and disbandment of their army. So according to the Carnatic Treaty, in the Carnatic War, the Treaty of Carnatic, Third Carnatic War, the British stood very strongly in Tamil Nadu. So at the same time, the whole Tamil Nadu and the other number of chieftains they were came under the control of the British. Finally the Palangara system were demolished and their army also disbanded, and the whole Tamil country came under the control of British. Next one, we are going to discuss about the Thiran Chinnamalai. So Thiran Chinnamalai, he was born in the Tirthagiri in 1756. Thiran was well trained in the Silambu, archery, horse riding and modern warfare. He was involved in resolving a family and disputes in the Congo region. As this region was under control of the Mysore Sultan, tax was collected by Tipu's Diwan Muhammad Ali. So here this region, the Congo region was ruled by the Mysore Sultan. The tax was collected by the Tipu's Diwan Muhammad Ali. Once, when the Diwan was returning to Mysore with the tax money, Tirthagiri blocked his way and confiscated all the tax money. He let Muhammad Ali go by instructing him to tell his Sultan that Chinnamalai, who is between Sivamalai and Chennimalai, was the ones who took away taxes. Thus he gained the name Thiran Chinnamalai. So in என்ன பார்த்துட்டிங்கன்னா Muhammad Ali, Tipu Sultan's Diwan, he collected the tax, and once he went to the left to Muhammad went collecting the tax and returning of the collecting tax, the Tirthagiri blocked his way. That means Thiran Chinnamalai blocked his way and captured all the tax money and instructing him his Sultan's Chinnamalai, his Sultan, that Chinnamalai, who is between the Sivamalai and Chennimalai. சென்னிமலைக்கும் இங்கே இருக்க நான் போயிட்டு சொல்லு, இங்கேருந்து ஒருத்தன் என்ன பண்ணிட்டான், உங்களுடைய டேக்ஸை பிடுங்கிக்கிட்டான், உங்களால் முடிஞ்சதை பார்த்துக்கோங்கன்னு சொல்கிறாரு. அதனால அவர் பேர் என்ன, தீரன் சின்னமலை. The offended Diwan sent the contingent to attack Chinnamalai. Both the forces met and fought in the Noyal river bed. Chinnamalai emerged victorious. So after Tipu's death, Thiran Chinnamalai built a fort and fought the British without leaving the place. So but here, finally Thiran Chinnamalai got victory and built the fort and fought the British without leaving the place. So hence the place is called Udanilai. So that place, that fort was constructed by the Thiran Chinnamalai. That place is called Udanilai. He launched a guerrilla attack and evaded capture. Finally in English captured him and his brothers and kept them in the prison in Sangagiri. When they were asked to accept the rule of the British, they refused. So they were hanged at the top of the Sangagiri fort on 31st July 1805. Finally the brothers were and family were captured, and then finally they accepted the rule of the British, but they refused. Finally they were hanged in 1805. So Vellore revolt, so it is called Tamil. Before reducing all Palangaras of South Tamil Nadu into submission, the East Indian Company had acquired the revenue district of Salem, Dindigul at the conclusion of the War of Tipu in 1792. Coimbatore was annexed at the end of the Anglo-Mysore War in 1799. In the same year, the Raja of Tanjore, whose status was being reduced. So here that Vassal in 1898 gave up his sovereign right to the region to the English. After the suppression of the resistance of Kattabomman and Marudhu brothers, the British charged the Nawab of Arcot with disloyalty and forced a treaty on him. So here that number of suppressions were occur and a number of rebellions was broke out and a number of Palangaras they started against the war against started rebellion against the British. So all the situations not favor for the British during this time. So here that that's why they wanted to have a and here that Vellore revolt. So grievances of Indian soldier. But the resistance did not die down. Dispossessed the little king and feudal chieftains continued to deliberate on the future course of action against the company government. The outcome of the war was the Vellore revolt of 1806. The objective conditions of the last ditch fight existed on the eve of the revolt. The sepoys in the British army nursed a strong sense of resentment over low salary and a poor prospect of a promotion. Already we know that the British army, the Indian sepoys, they received very low salary and poor prospects of promotion. There is no promotion, much promotion and salary for the Indian sepoys. The state of peasantry from the class the sepoys had been recruited also bothered them much, with a new experiment in the land tenure causing the unsettled conditions and famine breaking out in 1805. Many of the sepoys' families were in the dire economic straits. The most opportune situation come in the son and family members of the Tipu being intended in the Vellore fort. So all this time here that the low peasantry that means the farmers, they got very low income from the land. That is why number of peasants joined in the military, and also Tipu Sultan's family also imprisoned in the Vellore fort. So all this triggered for the revolt. So here that according to the new regulations, the Indian soldiers asked to wear caste marks, not to wear the caste marks. So Indians, that means the rulers, the Hindus wear the ashes on the foreheads, and they wear the caste markings. So here the new regulation, military regulations came. According to that, the soldiers should not wear the caste markings on their forehead. They were be cleanly shaven on the chin and must maintain uniformity about their mustache looked. So they also the regulations compelled the soldiers to shave their beard and mustache. The sepoys gave enough forewarning by refusing to wear the new turban, and the new turban also introduced. According to this, all these soldiers shave their mustaches and look like a uniformity of in this their mustaches, and also they need to wear a turban. So here that all this was not take heed, and all the soldiers refused to use this. Outbreak of the revolt. On 10th July 1806, in the early hours, guns were booming, and the Indian sepoys of the 1st and 23rd regiments raised their standard of the proclamation. Here that the fort, Faith either Tipu Sultan eldest son, he was declared as the new ruler of the Vellore fort, and finally he was captured and killed by Gillespie. And 800 soldiers were found dead in the front alone. 600 soldiers were kept in the confinement in the Tiruchirappalli and Vellore awaiting inquiry. So this much of Indian sepoys started the revolt against the British. So, consequences of the revolt: 6 of the rebels convicted by the court of inquiry were blown from the guns. 5 were shot dead, 8 hanged. Tipu's son were ordered to be sent to Calcutta. The officers and the men and engaged in the suppression of the revolt were rewarded with prize money and promotions. So these promotions and prize money only given for the British officials. Gillespie was given 7,000 pagodas. However, the commander-in-chief Sir John Cardock and Adjutant General Agnew and Governor William Bentinck were held responsible for the revolt, removed from their office, and recalled to England. The military regulations were treated as withdrawn. So here finally the Sir John Cardock, Adjutant General Agnew and Governor William Bentinck also recalled by the British to England, because they were the responsible for the outbreak of war. The estimate of revolt: the Vellore Fort revolt failed because there was no immediate help from the outside. So the வெள்ளூர் ஃபோர்ட்டில் இருந்த அந்த சோல்ஜர்ஸ் மட்டும்தான் அந்த ப்ராப்ளம் க்ரியேட் பண்ணாங்களே தவிர இந்த அவுட் சைட்லேருந்து அவங்க எதையுமே ரிசீவ் பண்ணலை. ஸோ தெர் இஸ் நோ ஹெல்ப் ஃப்ரம் த அவுட் சைட். Recent studies show that the organizing part of the revolt was done perfectly by the Subedars Sheikh Adam and Sheikh Hamid and Jamdir Sheikh Hussain on 2nd Battalion of the 3rd Regiment, and who Subedars and the Jamdir Sheikh Kaisam of the 1st Battalion of the 1st Regiment. Vellore revolt had all the forebodings of the Great Rebellion of 1857. The only difference was that there was no civil rebellion following the mutiny. In the 1806, revolt was not confined to Vellore Fort. It had its echoes in the Bellary, Walajabad, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Nandivindurg and Sangaring-Durg. These are the consequences. So this rebellion was suppressed in 1806, but it is the root for the 1857 revolt. By following the 1806 rebellion, that means the Vellore Fort, so it also reflected in the other part of the Bellary, Walajabad, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Nandidurg and the Sangari-Durg. So okay children, the lesson is over. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you.